Hey Phil, Got Memories here. Okay, so I have VHS-cs. The customer has numbered them. They've got somewhat chicken scratch on them. So going to go through the steps here of what I do with this format. So these VHS-c adapters are through JVC. These are the best kind because they are not battery operated. I picked up like the last 100 that JVC ever made about 10 years ago. And you just place them in. Now, some of you might have the battery operated. They've got like a little slider on the side and there's like a AA battery in there. Sometimes it's corroded because it's been sat there forever. But so anyway, I rewind them. I use old VCRs that have just got worn out heads, and I use those as rewinders as much as I can. And it just cuts down on the wear and tear of and then with these, see, look, you got this blue, which is loading, that's no man's land, and then green, hold on, these things get stuck, there we go. Oh Christ, this was a good example. Okay, let's get this back. Okay, prime example here of all these old tapes. I think these are from like 93, 94 onwards. Placing them correctly. And then hopefully it goes now. Yep, there we go, green. Okay, so brute force is not required. These I've done. These are already rewound. Just double checking. This is something so basic, but what I see with other companies, they don't even rewind the damn tapes. Or they get stuck, and these numbskull employees or owners, oh, this one's stuck in there, don't tell me. Come on! Oi! That's when you pray to the Panasonic gods or the Sony gods. Yeah, so I'm going to put these on a different shelf. These are all rewound. So those are rewound, those are rewound. Now, VHS-c is a trashy format. I mean, all these video formats are pretty crap. They were never made for longevity because, you know, it's just money in the moment, technology in the moment, like Easter 93. We're 2023 right now, so this is 30 years old. This is something that people don't really appreciate, how old these tapes are and the problems that do arise from old tapes that have been sitting in garages, attics. I don't know where customers' tapes have been. They're telling me over the phone they're in Oklahoma. Oh yeah, everything's great, this, that, and the other. And then I give out a price and then it comes in and this stuff. Did have a couple tapes that were moldy. And I ran them through the cleaner here. I do have other tapes, other videos that I cover with cleaning the mold. So, you know, if it's massive issue, I will call the customer up and let them know. Sometimes it's just not even worth it. I do a lot of behind the scenes work that my customers don't even know about because it's just too much admin to call and explain. And, you know, for the sake of a few bucks and a few extra minutes here and there, I'm not gonna, hassle myself and hassle them. So, with my prices, they are higher, but I build in to that cost a lot of extra admin that I put in that I don't want to bore the customers with. And being that I'm from England, British culture is the main stark difference between British culture and American culture is that in America, whenever you see a price, you automatically add 30% because sales tax, let's just call it 10%, is not added into anything. In England, it is. The prices that you see on the shelf in England are what you pay. Even in restaurants, pubs, what have you, no tipping. If it is, it's included in the price or added to it. You don't even know the difference. And I have the same ethos with my business here in America because it does drive me nuts in this country when everyone's asking for a tip, and everywhere you go, it's just, I've got a couple questions for you, just turn the iPad around. Like, you know what the questions are. So just tell me. But anyway, my ethos with this business is that I don't like to add on costs after I've agreed to a price. It just doesn't sit well with me. And if anything, it's going to be that price or lower. And that's a typical British thing. I mean, obviously exceptions here and there. But for the most part, I like to keep things very honest, straightforward. And what you see, you know, the price, what you see is going to be that or less. So I just take care of so much behind the scenes stuff. And that's why so many companies out there, they tout cheap pricing. Look at this. So I've got these damn boxes galore all the time. Prime example. Okay, so you think you've got, here we go. You think you've got a deal, okay? Some online crappy ad, $9 a tape, woohoo! No, you get back trash. But additionally, the moment you get this box, check this out. Here we go. That says, place your upgrade stickers here. Here we go, right there. Place upgrade stickers, upgrade. They got another similar thing. Yeah, look, place your upgrade stickers here. Piss off. Like, just go away. Shut up. And so, you know, it goes back down to that thing again. And this is another thing. I double checked that these tapes are rewound as well. Just want to double make sure. Now, sometimes with these VHS tapes, they will kick them back out, or they'll get stuck, or when you hit play on them, they will come back and they will it'll just stop and it'll just eject the tape again. These haven't done that. Let's have a look here. I'm not sure I'm talking here whether I've actually done that one. So what you have to do in those cases is sometimes have to take it out again and just kind of like wiggle it, because these plastic pieces and what have you haven't been moved in 30 years. So I kind of do this with them, and sometimes that unjams it if you're lucky. Otherwise, you might have a whole nother problem on your hands. So that's that, and I need more. Here we go. I've got these things everywhere. How more do I need? Yeah, 4. So, yeah. So there you have it. So I've got the done ones here. So I'm just gonna, I'm gonna pause a second here. This is the beginning of this particular job. So they're all numbered. Now, notice one thing. Everybody assumes that these tapes, you're going to get clear picture and audio. Here's an issue here. Look. Static. So you can adjust the tracking by the up and down. So this one here, I know I had got going on a few other players before I start to make this video. And it was all snow on multiple units. And this was the clearest picture I can get. Now, if I hold it down, it's moving the head a bit. It's clearer. So I'm watching. I got eyeballs on these screens. Let's have a look here. This one's rewound. See, looking at the beginning, that's very common to have kind of static at the beginning. But this is not clear enough. Oh, I mean, come on, you can't. Yeah. So there we go. It's cleaned up. Sometimes that is happening the whole way through. So you've got to take it out and you've got to find a player that is going to behave itself. So let's just put one in here. This is number 22. And as I mentioned in my other videos, boosting the audio. You've got to have the audio boosted up, and it doesn't distort it at all, but this is such a basic thing that so many companies don't do, or people doing it themselves. Now with Elgato here, it is preset at 0. You can bring it all the way up to 12. If you're doing like mini DVDs, or there's some other formats, mainly mini DVDs, if you're running them through DVD recorders, the levels are really high already, so you've got to bring it down to about 6, otherwise it does distort. But VHS, VHS-c, all these other ones, they do, it doesn't harm it by boosting it. So let's have a look. I'm gonna hit play. Let's switch it here. Again, here we go at the beginning. Look, yeah. It is common to have just, they've been sat for 30 years and there's going to be a little bit of static at the beginning. And I monitor this at the beginning just to make sure, and I'm adjusting the tracking as it goes. Yeah, and that's clearing up nicely. But I'm noting that that one is a little off at the beginning. Yeah, it's fine now. Move on to the next. And this is number 8. And any chicken scratch is written on the labeling, I do translate that into, here's a job right here. So anything that's written on the tapes, you know, I have written in the file name. So I'm just popping this up off the service. This is 1998. Yeah, and you go that quickly through. God, that's an hour right there. Whoop, 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 whoop. That quickly. And that's because the file format is MPEG-4 264 codecs, H.264 codecs, and they're very efficient on file sizings, so you don't have these. Just double checking. Let's take number 8. There we go. Look at this. This is a software issue. Every now and then with these Elgatos, you have to unplug it. I always shut down the program at the beginning of every tape transfer, because sometimes with these MacBooks they do act up. It's something that the company that makes them are not aware of. I've let them know, but yeah. Pick your battles there.
It's 1991.
So 1991, so you're talking 32 years old. So yeah, there we go.
September the 9th, 1991. Look at that.
There we go.
You got chocolate right under your nose.
So these are all precious memories, you know, of loved ones that, you know, you haven't seen in a very long time or heard their voices. And so all of the audio and the picture is very, very important to retain. Let's have a look here. So that one's kicking back out again. Bit of a problem there. Let's have a look. Number 24. Let's see. There we go. That one's okay. Just gonna check the audio on it. Yeah. All right. So there you have it. I'm gonna carry on. So what you get back is, oh, these tapes are done. Not much on them. So when I see blue screen, I don't automatically think that it's done. So this has been going for about 15 minutes. Like that one there was just blue. When I panned over here, that was blue. So, you know, so a lot of companies are like, oh, tape's done, and they stop it. Meanwhile, 20 seconds later, more footage pops up, and that's where the tape has been taken out of the camera, put into a VCR, and then people just watch it back again, and they're like, oh, let's just watch the movie we made, and then they put it back in the camera, cue it up, but sometimes there is this blue screen for, you know, a minute or 2 or 5 or 10 seconds, you just don't know. So, and also the tape could have gone to crap as well, but see, look at this, that's gone again, it's coming back. Yeah. And these particular tapes, I was warned by the customer that they have been in a garage in Oklahoma. So there is, you know, I noticed on some of the labelings there was moisture kind of runnage with the pen marks. And so this is only a 20-minute tape. So it's TC20. So that one is done because it's not long. So what I do is I stop it, and then I scrub back. Oh, you can see right there, the tape indent actually said a stop. So I just kind of find like the last frame and cut it. So you've got all this bit on the right, this blank. All this on the left has got content. So I cut all of that out. And what I see with all these bloody companies here is like 30 seconds of blue screen with like the play marker on it and the tracking blue screen thing, flickering, picture comes, picture goes, and then god-awful static transfers. Then you've got like 2 hours of blank space, blue screen on the back. And they're just, because they're running it to DVD first, they're running VHS, they're recording it to DVD, and then they're ripping it to a DVD poorly, and they're not doing just so many basic things that make a huge difference to the transfer. So here we go, look. This one's done. Let's have a look. So again, you're watching right now, my attention to detail here is very OCD. I've got to switch hands here because I'm left-handed. Just want to get kind of right where the frame ends there, maybe a second or two of, there we go, static. And then eject it, and then any of this chicken scratches written on there, I will translate to the file name. Anyway, I'm going to carry on here, but I want you to, you guys that subscribe and watch and this, that, and the other, you know the deal. For those of you that are out there shopping around, you must see a bricks and mortar. I see Facebook ads with companies where they're like, send us all your stuff. You can't find them on Google Maps. They're saying, send your stuff to a P.O. box address. No. And they don't, and they've got crappy Google reviews or no Google reviews at all. You've got to see massive numbers of reviews and a 5.0 to know that the company that you're sending your only copy of your precious, irreplaceable memories to is legit, and they're going to do a fantastic job. Otherwise, consumer awareness is a big fat zero. So at the end of every single one of my videos, I pound home again and again and again. Guys, do your homework. Don't just hand your stuff over to anybody. Yes, you can give it to me. Yes, I am promoting my business within these videos, but at the same time, if you do have someone down the street from you or what have you, and they check all the boxes I talk about, then great, hand them your stuff. I'm busy enough as it is. But my video, the purpose of me making more and more of these videos now is to highlight all the problems in this industry and these big online box companies that are knowingly scamming people out of just precious content and telling them their stuff is crap when it's perfectly fine and their players are crap. In my eyes, it's criminal activity. But hopefully my videos start to kind of trickle and, people start to make wiser choices, because yes, this is expensive to do if you've got a lot of stuff. But the difference between shite work and outstanding quality, really in the relative scheme of things, isn't that much money. You might get a quote for a company for $600 and then I might be $1,000. So you go, $400 difference. No, that's a couple of crappy steak dinners. So for the scheme of it, you spend $600, get crap back, then you've got to spend $1,000. So do you want to spend $600 or $1,600? This is the maths. You buy cheap, you buy twice. Anyway, this map here is customers all over the world that watch my YouTube videos that have sent me their stuff from all over the world. And I am from England, I'm from Cheltenham. I do get a lot of viewers and people asking about companies in the UK, which there's a couple out there. AFX Audio Visual in Cheltenham. James, who I know, known for 20 odd years. Just as I come back here, look at this. Go on to crap. That one, I'm going to start over again. And this is another thing is, oh, there we go. It's come back to life again. This is another thing is, this one's done. This is another thing. You're watching me at work as it goes. So you kind of understand the work that's involved. And this is another thing. If you are shopping around, they must have a YouTube channel. 2023, I'm shooting this on my iPhone. I'm using the Mix Cam app so you can see me. You can see the premises. And I don't care. Anyone in the video industry that is not making YouTube videos. Oh, I don't like to be on video. Oh, I don't look that good. Look at me. I look like a bag of crap, but I don't care. I just run my mouth on my YouTube channel. And anyway, so that's it. Enough of me rambling. But if you would like to get a quote, gotmemories.com, fill out the quote form. I do have minimum charges. I'm not the cheapest. If you're looking for bargain basement, do not even bother wasting your time or my time. If you are in the Phoenix metro area, drop-offs are welcome with an appointment. So numbers below, you can text or call to arrange. And that's pretty much it. All right, guys. Cheers.